Hi, welcome, Eugene. It's very nice to see you today. I'm Sonia. For those watching, I'm the co-founder of the Location Independent Therapist community. And I'm here today with one of our newer members who's going to tell us a bit about his private practice and his life as a location independent therapist or an aspiring location independent therapist. Eugene, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us about yourself and your work?
Sure. Yeah. No, thank you for having me, Sonia. So, my name is Eugene Belilovsky. I'm originally from Ukraine. I've been, I've been working as a counselor slash therapist for a couple of probably around 5 years now or so, and basically, I use approaches with clients like cognitive behavioral therapy, including exposure and response prevention. I also, one other thing I do is EMDR. I like kind of in general to take like a more kind of holistic approach, so combining a number of different approaches. And for some clients, it may be more just one approach, but a lot of times I incorporate things from others as well. So I also like to do a lot of things related to kind of mindfulness and awareness, things from non-religious spirituality and, some concepts. I'm also a certified health coach, so concepts from health coaching. So there's a number of things that, I really like to bring in, but yeah, so I do that. And I generally only work with clients online, so which does allow for the kind of the more location, the location independent lifestyle. So yeah.
So, how did you get started with the whole location independent lifestyle? What gave you
Uh,
the idea?
yeah. Yeah, I guess so. When I was finishing my my grad school, it was interesting because I was already kind of like thinking like, oh, maybe I'll try to focus more on, online work. But at that point it really wasn't very popular. I mean, I'd sort of heard about it, but then, and then COVID came along, and I graduated right around the time that COVID started, and kind of seemed like everybody went online. And so I feel like it just pushed it so much more forward in a sense. And then I really, so I started actually, exclusively online. There was a period of time when I did in person, like, before COVID, but after graduating, I did all online. And then I've really just kind of stuck with it since, because I feel like it, has a lot of benefits. And I think for, there's many clients who also actually even prefer it, and
Mhm.
they see, I think, benefits as well. So yeah.
And you were telling me just before we started recording that you wouldn't call yourself a digital nomad, which I am. I'm one of those on the extreme spectrum that definitely travels a lot. But we have a lot of colleagues who do work in a similar way in our community, but are more based in one location. What's your setup at the moment? How settled are you, and how much are you looking forward to traveling a bit more? Or
Yeah. I wouldn't say even that maybe I wouldn't say necessarily that not a digital nomad. I think there's like different, levels. So somebody who
yes.
like constantly is moving around, and I find that I'm at this point in time I've been more kind of, in New York, but I do like I'm planning, think like I was saying, I'm planning to go to to Portugal soon, and then to Spain, and probably be, I don't know how long the trip may be, like a month or 2 months or something. And so um and I think it really depends. I think it's just, yeah, maybe probably more of a spectrum. I think all those options are fine. I probably fall somewhere more in the middle, or maybe at this point maybe a little bit more on the lower end. But I still feel like I do maybe, in some ways, would say, digital nomad. It's just, I think, kind of different. Like some people probably move around like, every single
Mhm.
week or something, and do that for, years. So, which is totally, I mean, totally fine as well. It's just a little bit different. So I think everybody kind of maybe finds what their style is and what they're kind of looking for. Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the big things I like about our community is that we have so many different colleagues from different countries who are finding their style, whether it's in how we work or how we travel or how we live, but we all
Yeah.
have that in common, that we're trying to have a business and a life that's maybe outside of the very typical one that a therapist, I think we all grew up with that. We were all trained with the idea that a therapist has, you know, an office space, a physical space that people come to. You're very location based. It's very difficult to go on a long break or on a longer holiday because you can't just leave your patients, your clients alone for too long. I was trained in Germany, so we do know that you can leave for 3 or 4 weeks at a time because that's a typical summer holiday for even a therapist. But taking a month or two off or traveling while working, that's a very different concept. And then working with clients from different parts of the world or with different content, we have so many possibilities today, but obviously challenges as well. I think you were saying that's one of the reasons you joined our community as well. Is there anything you found since you've joined that's been particularly interesting for you in the community, or how has it been so far for you?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think the best part is just finding a community of other like-minded people, because I still feel like even today it's more popular, but I think it's still like more maybe the exception that, like, have like therapist who's like a digital nomad or something. So I think it's just great to find people with similar minds, and all the like, kind of all kinds of resources and a whole community to connect to, because I think can be important to have that support as well. It's helpful, I think, when trying something new. And yeah, I mean, I think there's just a lot of benefits. Like, I didn't even know that existed before until I kind of came across it. I thought I was kind of maybe one of the few people out there, like, even trying to do something like that. And so, because I heard a lot of like digital nomads, people in like maybe in programming or something, and I never really had come across anybody doing it as a therapist. So that's why I think it was so good to find such a community.
Yeah, and I think we have 80 something members at the moment in our community, and we have many more in our Facebook group. So there's it's actually a lot of people out there doing it.
Yeah, a
It's
lot.
more you
Yeah.
have to find them, right? Or make sure that
Right.
they
Right.
find each other, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
why we created this community. And I feel like now we've talked a lot about, if anyone watching is a colleague, you've heard a lot of things about how we do it, or you might be interested in. What about some potential clients watching this video? What would you like to tell them? Who is your, I don't know, your ideal client, or what type of person would you be a great fit for if they'd like to reach out to you to work with you?
Right. Right. I think that's can be a variety. Like some, it doesn't. Well, first of all, it doesn't have to be somebody like usually with mental health counts, people assume they have to be like have some serious struggles or anything. It can be often can be, I think, also people just who are looking to maybe work on some aspect or self-improvement, or kinds of things like that. But yes, I do also work with people struggling with things like just some areas are anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, depression, trauma. Those are kind of some of the, not all, but some of the areas I work with. And in terms of a kind of a, in a sense, maybe ideal client, or somebody who may be a good fit, is somebody who, and they may not necessarily have all these kind of criteria, but just some general things. Might be somebody who's kind of like multicultural, or themselves also like maybe an expat or digital nomad. I am also one area of interest. I was working with clients who are also in you could say maybe non-traditional ways of living. So it could be could be LGBTQ community, polyamorous, maybe single on purpose, could be open relationship, a number of communities like that. Also maybe people who are kind of let's say creatives, basically people who are into kind of holistic, maybe holistic health, things like that. People who are into spirituality, like non-religious spirituality, or you know, things like that, mindfulness, awareness. So, I mean, yeah, I know it's a lot, but that's just like, you know, kind of a brief, relatively brief description.
I'm sure the right person will watch this and feel like they are that's exactly what they're looking for. So where can those people find you if they want to know more about you and how to work with you?
Well, one area would be my website, which is www.progressivetherapist.com.
Mhm.
They can also, you know, I also have on, you know, on social medias where I have you know, like a LinkedIn and Instagram. I can maybe include the links and,
Yep,
you know, and then
feel
go
free to do
with
that.
this video. And you know, I have listings online as well in Psychology Today and you know, like Good Therapy and some other listings as well. And I
We're
have a
probably
listing
on our
on
directory as
yeah,
well.
on the location independent therapist. I have a listing. So there's yeah, there's a number of you know, ways that people want to reach out to me. They can also contact me at
Yep,
Eugene at progressivetherapist.com. So yeah,
perfect. And we'll put all of that in the description under the video. So just check
great.
out those links. And if you have any other comments, reach out to Eugene or to us at the Lit community. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon at an event in our community, Eugene. Thanks for
Great.
joining me
Thank
today.
you. Look forward to it. All right.